Hello everyone, thanks for coming back to watch another video. This video is going to be about the steel striker that I made for flint and steel. We're going to clean this up on the stone, get it nice and flat and clean, shiny. Then we're going to put an edge on this. So all you got to do is stick through the intro. Let's go.
There I was, back in the wild again.
Alright y'all, we'll start with the rough stone first. Got them soaking in water. Try to get this position. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to clean this up so it's nice and shiny. It looks kind of shiny on there, but you can see there's a little divot. This isn't quite flat. We'll just kind of clean it up a little bit, then we'll put an edge on it. So we're going to lay it on here. We're going to feel that edge touch the stone, and we're just going to make a slice. I'm not going to lift it off the stone because I'm just cleaning it up. I just want to make sure I got it flat. And once in a while I'm going to rinse this stone off with some water and check this. Try to clean all the fine shavings off of there, because that's just going to clog up your stone. That's from the old grinder. You can see how that tip wasn't quite flat. It's rounded off. So we're going to just keep working on this till this is all shiny. We might have a little bit of gray right here when we're done, so I ain't trying to take it that deep, take that much metal away from it. Oh man, it's pretty flat looking. That blade lost a lot of its belly because of the way I'm sharpening it, but that's alright for what I'm going to use it for. It don't matter. Alright. That's cleaned up good enough. It's gonna get some patina on it again anyway someday. Now we'll put a little bit of a edge on there, different angle. Give us a good cutting edge. What do you say? Now we're going to be pushing pretty hard here to get her going, to get that angle we want. You guys see that little bit of a edge coming on there? She don't like it, you guys. Once we get our edge roughed in, we'll switch to that medium stone, start getting her sharp. Rosie, that's uncalled for. Alright, you guys, so you just seen me feel the back. Okay, so when I felt the back, I felt some burrs. You guys might be able to see now because I did a back stroke on this and it lifted those burrs up. So something you know or should know, when you're making an edge and you get to the burrs, it starts to make a burr line. You should stop and clean that edge up and then sharpen that, because now you have an edge to sharpen. Okay, so remember that. See how that grabbed my skin? You guys might have seen that it's still a little bit dirty. It'll cut right now, y'all. Medium stone, get this edge going. Oh my, that's pretty sharp. We're just going to give her a couple light strokes with this medium. A few more. Clean up the back side a little bit. Make sure there's no burrs back there. We're just laying it flat and putting some pressure on it so that the edge is touching the stone. She'll shave right now. Alright, you guys, let's switch over to the fine stone. Just gonna hone it, kind of just get it nice and fine edge. Pretty sure she'll already shave. Now when I come back, I'm moving this edge off the stone. You guys can't tell, it's just a rhythm, right? Man, I'll tell you what, you better not slide your finger across that. You should always sharpen in the direction you're going to cut too when you use a knife. If you're going to be cutting, pulling towards yourself, down and back, always sharpen from the back forward. Get this wet so I don't cut myself. She'll cut, y'all. That dude is sharp, eh? Holy moly. Alright, y'all, we got her sharpened. She'll cut. So, the next thing we got to do in order to make this whole thing a complete success, start a fire with it. So we'll use this to get us some wood curlings and some sawdust or whatnot. Then we'll use this to get our char cloth started. Mission accomplished. Let's go. Okay, y'all. We are out here to test the steel striker. Alright, y'all, we're outside. We're going to test this steel striker. We're going to try to use the blade, get some shavings, catch a spark on some char cloth, start a fire, make this project official. Let's go. It is a little bit windy today, but I don't think it'll hurt anything. I'm not making no great big old fire. It's going to be in my little stick stove. Let me slide this back a little bit maybe. We'll use some jute twine that I've nested up. We'll just kind of get some air in there. Now, I got this little magnet that I keep in here, and it helps keep this in one place, but also if I ever need to make a compass, I got that little magnet I can use on one of my needles, one of my sewing needles. Boom, I got a compass. Cut the bottom out of a water bottle and put some water in it and lay your needle in there. Yep, that'd probably work. Alright, let's go ahead and shut this since it's in the way right now. Let's try the blade out. It'll curl, you guys. Does it with no issues. How about that? The knife part's done. It works. And you know, in a pinch, I could even use this to skin something if I had to. Alright, we got a little bit of curling. Like I said, we don't need too much. That's a piece of fat wood too, so this is just gonna make sure that once it gets going, it's burning. It's not gonna take much. Put our sticks in here. And just stacking them, pushing them to the back so that when I stick this in here, I can just flip them forward. This is gonna take right off, I'm sure. If I can get a spark, this is not gonna be an issue of lighting. This is definitely gonna light. But we gotta get a spark, y'all. We gotta get a spark. So let's get a piece of char cloth. Good piece of chert. That's Missouri chert. You guys might be able to see where I did a little napping on it trying to get me an edge. Got a good edge right here though. So what I've seen is most of these guys that do this, the guys that have way more experience than me, they always tear their char cloth a little bit. And that's because it leaves these frayed ends right here. And those little frayed ends will definitely pick up a spark a lot easier. And I'll rub it like this to kind of break it up and make it even worse. Make it even more better. Make it gooder, as one of my friends would say. Alright. Let's go with this edge right here. I hope this edge works, man. You know. You guys see that? So you don't have to get in a big hurry. Once that starts burning, put her in there, get her in the nest. Feed it some air. That should do her. There's her. That makes it official, huh, guys? Yep, one of them sticks is definitely on fire. Alright, we ain't trying to get no giant fire going. But as you can see, like I was saying earlier, so the magnet's in there. I can take this, especially with that sharp edge, and I can stick it right down in there like that. And that's going to stay right there. Alright, you guys, flint and steel steel striker accomplished, successful. Made a fire, used it to make some kindling. A little fire went out, which is perfect. So I really didn't want to have to stand out here until it was all over. So there you have it. You can make your own. Dig a hole, hair blow dryer if you can get an extension cord. If you can, get electricity over there, hair blow dryer works good. Buy you one of them cheap charcoal barbecue pit blowers like I did. If you want to do it, you can do it. You'll figure out a way to do it, and it doesn't have to cost a lot of money. So no matter what, don't give up. God bless everybody out there. Stay strong. If you need help, call 988. Call a friend, call a family member. God loves everybody. Peace.